Yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? I'd like to welcome you guys to the first. I'm calling this a Sunday session because we're just chilling session with the homies. It's the homies that you've seen before. It's my homies. I'd like to welcome all of them at once and be like, yo, fellas, what's good? What's good? What's good?
What's going on?
What up, Diddy?
Chilling, man. It's nice to have you guys. I just want to say, I want us to talk about the FA Cup game yesterday a little bit, and also just do a little bit of a reflection on the season. That's those are the two things that I want us to make sure that we touch on today. But what's Gucci? What's Gucci, fellas?
I have no comment about yesterday.
Bro, they said it was gone in 16 seconds.
Let's start with the Man United guys. Hey, thanks. Let's start with the Man United guys. Let them tell us how they feel about yesterday's game. And we'll add on. You know how we feel. You know how we feel. Hey, let's show that bottle, man. Let me see that bottle you're drinking. What you drinking there? The bottle. Yeah.
It's a water.
Because I heard Arsenal bottled it. And some okay, cool. Yeah.
It's not the Arsenal bottles it bottles. It's just the water, you know what I mean? Sipping on some pineapple water on Sundays, you know how it is. Whether you're chasing it or you're having it with something, you got to keep it classy.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
I like it. There's no Man United tears in there though, right? Yesterday was funny. So when I did the watch along, right, and some Chelsea friends came through and they were supporting. It was funny because everybody wanted some balance in football. I feel like there were some rival fans that were uniting with Man United, being like, "Yo, if Pep Guardiola just takes over everything, it's not good for the ecosystem, but man, I don't know how you feel, see, man. I feel like we put up a fight though. Like it's like it's obviously the score line is a little bit flattering because like they actually had a little bit of the better chances. Like I don't think we tested Ortega at all. Like the penalty we got was a gift from the heavens.
That's suspect to say the least.
I don't know, bro. How did you feel? Because like when we got the equalizer, right? That penalty, I felt like okay, maybe we might go to extra time.
Dog, nah.
Benji, that was in the first half. What are you talking about extra time?
I was just hoping like we could just survive the storm, bro. Just keep it 1-1,
You were just glad you scored, fam. That's what you're trying to tell us, huh? You were just glad that we got a goal and it's now 1-1. So let's try to be.
Let me just say that.
Go ahead, T.
I'm just glad we were not embarrassed. Like it was a final worthy scoreline. It's not like they just came and trounced us and then we looked like we shouldn't have been in the final in the first place. It's just unfortunate the game itself wasn't competitive. Like it was City's to win. At no stage of that game did I think that we can do something here or there's a chance. It was always hope, but it was in vain because City from beginning to end were the better team, and the scoreline doesn't even reflect just how much better they played than us.
How did you feel about the lineup which you guys put out?
So I thing is like Eriksen for me was the thing that like I was like, why are we putting Eriksen in when we know he's not been sharp? Like let's be real about it. Like ever since the injury, Matter of fact,
Uh-huh.
Eriksen was starting to get back into we had a very good Eriksen before Qatar, right? When we're looking at the season, his performance in the season. It was just a perfect. He brought the new energy that we needed. The set pieces were good. Like things were just sort of just like, hey, this is a player that we needed. And then next thing, we go to Qatar. He gives us all for his national team. It doesn't go well. He comes back feeling like he's a little depressed. He was not the same Eriksen. And then it took a while for him to catch the form. And then he got the injury. And Eriksen has never been the same. I don't know. I'm now looking at him. At first, he was a very important squad player, and now I'm looking at him as like somebody who needs to be a rotational kind of, backup.
So who you have played then instead of him?
There was no one else.
I would have probably.
Because it's pure trash after that.
For me, if it was me, I would have started Garnacho. And just
Garnacho way.
So I would have.
How would you have played this game, bro?
Garnacho on the left, Rashford up front, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bruno on the right.
Okay.
What?
And you have, no, you need Sancho as the 10.
Okay.
That's how you surprise. That's for me. That's how I would have went with it, But
So Fred would have still been in your starting line.
Fred would have still been next to
Casemiro,
Casemiro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, what's the PG rating of this thing, bro? What kind of language are we allowed to use? Because Fred needs to get the F out of here.
It's Sunday, bro. Go ahead.
Fred needs to get the F out of here. In case that kid's listening, Fred needs to get the F out of here, bro. I want to see no Fred. I want to see no McTom. I'm not too mad at Eriksen because I still think he's a quality player. And I would have preferred him either way. It just wasn't his game. But I don't think it's fair to say any of those other guys I just mentioned now should have started. No, thank you. I don't want to see those guys next season. If we're really serious about contending for the league, we need to have a squad where if so-and-so is not playing well, so-and-so can easily sit in. That's why City is better than all of us. Because when City has one guy who's not performing, the next guy who comes in will perform. It's not up for debate. If they play Foden one day and next day they decide they're playing, I think that Greenish.
Mhm.
It's like it's not weakening the team. Now when we play Buffred, it's weak. It's evidently weak. It's no longer like a question of like we hope Fred can do it. Not at least we have Fred. Hopefully Fred will do it. Hopefully McTom will do it. But now I'd rather have the guys who, if a season is 100 games, if they're giving me 80% of those games, I can be okay with them not giving me the 20. It's just unfortunate that one of the 20s were during a final, but I can't be mad at Eriksen. But I'm mad at Fred because he's been poor for 3 seasons. This is not the one season where we're like, no, this wasn't Fred's season. No. I'm mad at my Tom. We're waiting for the improvement. We are still to see it. I'm good.
Okay. I hear you.
So
I hear you, but
I think you're harsh. I think you're very harsh on your
the
assessment
thing
of Eriksen.
Here's the thing. Fred, when Fred first came into the picture, like when Mourinho got him, my first impression, the first time I met Fred, right, was when I saw him. He was playing for Shakhtar.
The first time I met Fred, you guys dating or what, bro?
No. First time I met Fred, whatever, nigga. You know what I'm trying to. So it was like it was Man City versus Shakhtar, and he played so well versus Man City, and I was like, whoa, bruh, this dude is so good, and like so it makes sense for eriktenhag to be like, okay, let me see what I have. Let me work with what I have, and also given the fact that when we played Fulham, he got that assist. He was looking like he's now in his flow, in his rhythm. It's like, bro, he's actually a player, in my opinion, there's always the debate between Scott and Fred McTominay. He's like the player that actually would fit a Ten Hag pressing system, if given the chance and if the team is actually playing that kind of football, but obviously, you've seen him this season. He scored a lot more goals than he's ever done before. Oli had written him off too, saying this guy's a 1 goal a season kind of player. And eriktenhag shows with proper coaching,
now he has three.
He can make something out of Fred,
Thank you.
So
thank you, Links.
Fred is like Brendan Jacket on. You just need to know where to play that guy. He's a utility player. He's useful.
I'm very upset that
you really
I'm very upset that the example you're using is Fulham. What against Fulham? Come on, dog. I don't want to hear nothing about you against Fulham.
It's form. It's building off of the very last performance that he had. It's funny that we're talking about him right now because he actually just came up with some quotes. He said right now, he says, I also have to speak with Ten Hag. I want to be important. I want to help the team. So we'll see. But I've always been and still I'm very happy at Manchester United. That's him answering about his future. So I don't know what important role he's talking about.
I think Fred, you guys would, because I think about it, like where we are, you guys will just keep Fred and he'll be a utility squad player. You know what I mean? I don't think he's good enough for United, right? But at the same time, I hate United, so players like that are perfect. The same way I was only at the wheel. So, but just without my Liverpool bias, Fred will be a utility player. You guys need more. If you sign midfield players, you're signing starters. So a guy like Fred, a guy like McTominay, if he stays, should be coming off the bench. You just do to like solidify a game and see it out type thing. You're not gonna look to them to save you. You know what I mean? I think that's probably where you should be at. So keep them in your squad. They have experience, like you're saying, European experience. He's decent. I actually think that you guys, honestly, yesterday, you guys were more toothless than playing bad. Like, and because I can't say City played terribly. City were at it. They've been rested, so they were playing sharp. But Man United were contained. You know what I mean? And I think apart from the fact that you conceded an early goal, you sort of like clawed your way back into the game. Yes, so suspect sort of penalty. The law is the law, but you guys were present. Like D's saying, you weren't blown away. The scoreline was respectable. It wasn't a flashy game or whatever. But that's credit to what you guys did. You didn't let it get to that point. Guys like Wan-Bissaka, that guy I thought was dead and buried at the beginning of the season. Dead. I thought he was dead. Mm-hmm. Now look at him. He played in the final. He held his own somewhat. You know.
Yeah,
so it wasn't a bad performance.
Solid. 1B.
So and also like
Man United,
go ahead.
Man United, I think have been comfortable with mediocre. We have a tendency to give average players credit they don't deserve. When I like it, Wan-Bissaka, I'm like, I don't want to hear nothing about no Wan-Bissaka, man.
They're gonna change your name from drunk uncle to grumpy drunk uncle. Honestly.
I'm just so tired of excuses, man.
Like, come for you, bro.
Man United fans have so many excuses. It's time to just accept we're just not good enough, right? We are exactly where we are supposed to be. Third with a Carabao Cup. That is the best we can do right now. That is it. So I'm tired of I'm hearing Linky saying Fred utility player. We don't need utility. Our whole team is utility players, bro. Can we have some starters, please? Stop having guys that can play football and guys that can change the game, please.
But also you need to look at where you are, dog. Like, honestly speaking, you're not gonna go out there and attract someone like you guys were not gonna sign Jude Bellingham type thing. You know what I mean?
Wasn't this
why not? Why aren't
the same guy who just told us Harry Kane is the only guy they need to sign next season, and
Thank you.
Like, what are you saying now?
Thank you for calling him out. I was about to say
Listen, if Harry Kane and Rashford are getting us 30 goals, it doesn't matter what's happening behind them. We can win both 5-4. Liverpool won that league winning both 5-4. So there's nothing wrong with that. Those guys will be alright after that. It won't matter what those guys are doing. If there's 30 goals from Rashford and another 30 from Harry Kane and 20 between the other guys who keep coming in. Well, good, bro. That'll be enough. So I'm still standing behind that. But what I don't want to hear is the likes of both Red are improving. No, I don't want improving anymore. I just want solid. So I'm not mad at Eriksen. He might have not played great yesterday, but I appreciate that in 80% of the games I saw him in, he did his thing. So that's fine for me. Fred, in 20% of the games I've seen him in, he's done his thing. That is not fine for me. So like, I don't want to now start crediting guys where it's not due. Sorry, Diddy. I ain't about that.
I think you're writing players off too early. Like, look at you're the type. Like right now, I'm thinking about even a player that was written off, like John Stones. Right, we're just looking at right now. Is just looking at he's a player that was actually one of the players that was called most mistake prone players in Pep's defense. People were even he was pretty much written off, and it's pretty much that sort of like temperament that you have. You're like, nah, I don't want Fred. You're writing players off. With proper coaching, you can actually turn players into really,
isn't Fred in his third season in Man United?
Look
What's this about early back?
Fred is not supposed to defend, guys. It's the same way Xhaka was defending for Arsenal. Don't make Fred defend. Fred is a better attacking player than he does defending. Make Fred more attacking. Get him. Don't make him defend. He's okay. He's okay. You have a mistake in him. He has a red card in him.
He's that trailer.
He's not supposed to create. He's supposed to be that touches on outside the box, able to look for a pass. That's Fred.
I'll tell you where Fred is most effective. Fred is most effective on the sideline.
On the bench.
That is where he's great. On the bench. Actually, the guys who know how to do that thing. That is where I know Fred excels.
And McTominay. Between Fred and McTominay, if they would say get rid of one of the two, who would you get rid of?
I'd rather have 10 men.
One thing.
I don't need any of those guys on the field. Let's just play with less. Because otherwise we have a disability in our midfield. So I'm good, thanks. They both sit out and we will play a man short.
Okay.
I don't want any of those guys.
I'm curious what you think about David De Gea, though. So where are you on the David De Gea conversation?
I'll jump in here. Look, David De Gea needs to retire Man United because he's the only guy who's made you not get into relegation battles and difficult situations. Guys, stop disrespecting David De Gea's name. He makes a mistake like everybody makes a mistake. David De Gea saved you guys from position. I'm not a Man United fan. I'm not a Man United fan. But David De Gea makes it into my top 5, dead or alive. Like, for real.
I'm not in the habit of I'm not in the habit of agreeing with Mojo.
Don't.
But I will agree with him on that one. No, I ain't got nothing but love for De Gea. Like everybody makes mistakes, but I would definitely keep him next year. I think De Gea's main problem is the riffraff in front of him. And like anybody else, he can make a mistake, but I wouldn't fault that guy, bro. That guy's been consistent. I know I'm judging him for 10 seasons. That guy's been around for a minute and he has won us points. He has won us points with his saves. So I'm not gonna fault him for some of the mistakes he makes. Like that happens in football. What I am gonna say is that
the last night, you're not gonna for the mistake that lose you cups.
Well, last night,
listen,
was he at fault?
On the whole, the same way as I could say, I spoke about Eriksen. Everybody has a mistake in them. It was messed up that he didn't have that save, but there've been 100 times he has saved something that he shouldn't have saved that he did, and it's won us a game. So cool, I'll give him a pass. It's not great that he did it in a final, but I cannot say De Gea needs to go. He's one of the few players in the team that I can be like, despite all his mistakes, I'll still have him next year.
It's a good thing that we're talking in reflection of the game yesterday between Man City and Man United, right? Because there's an argument to be made that one of the very, very cutthroat differences and what makes Pep Guardiola great is him knowing when to move a player on and sell a player and say, no, this guy's not going to be good enough for what I need to do. Pep Guardiola saw Joe Hart England's number one, brilliant saving, and he said, actually, nah, this guy can't play with the ball at his feet. I'm getting rid of this guy. And we're all like, what the hell? You know what I mean? But he got that guy out of here. Get out of here, Joe Hart. Right now, De Gea, we're holding on to 10 years. He has 10 years of grace. You know what I mean? He's got 10 years of good faith of doing this thing. But if he's not the right man for what you guys need to do and where the game is moving, then you guys need to be looking at it seriously. I don't think that he's bad, right? But he honestly does have, I don't care about you guys, so I would want you guys to keep him. But he does have too many mistakes in him, right? And if he keeps costing you guys in these clutch moments, then why are you still holding on to him? You need to teach. There's a time when, what's it, the guy who went to Nottingham Forest? Henderson. What's his name?
Yeah,
Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson.
Yeah, Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson.
I thought that guy was gonna come in and give De Gea a run for his money, but he was just on crack as well. So he got out of it. But like you need to shake things up because De Gea, he knows he's cemented his position at United type thing. So you guys
Look
Look at this man, man. The guy sins.
Look at this.
You see?
Look at
Wow.
this list. Look
Why
at
you
Wow.
calling them
Okay. Oh, damn, bro. Okay. Jeez, guys.
Look at this list.
Okay.
It starts right
Let me
there.
ask, did his sins cost you something important, or they were just like, why are all these sins up here?
One of them has always job on the line as like
Yo, shout
Look
out
at
to you
that.
for having this list.
man, you are proficient at your job, boy. I won't lie, man. You had that on deck.
But I hear you. Legs, I want to add to you on your comment because it's really about a player being there available in clutch moments. Because you find that Man City is now trying to sell on Gundogan, but that's a man who's been there for City in clutch moments. When he's needed, he's not the guy who's you're not gonna see him on many lists for assists, goals, whatever, top player of the season, but he's the guy who shows up when the time
Yo,
is
Didi,
needed.
what are you saying, though? I'm curious to hear what this other Man United fan is saying.
Now City is ready to let him go. You wonder what the coach is thinking about behind that. If he's such a player that makes it work for me, like when it's really critical, why am I letting him go? What's the reason behind it? So even with De Gea, like I said, man, I won't say anything about that. That's one of my favorite Man United players. One, I guess I had that bias because he makes his good mistake when it's needed. But he's also a top keeper. He's like really a top keeper. He could have been up there in the best in the world if he didn't make those mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Didi,
So-
talk to me.
I understand what you're saying. It's like this. I know being a goalkeeper is a very difficult position. You know, being when you other players can, when you're an on-field player, you can make a mistake and then the opponents like hit a shot off target or hit the post. You're bailed out. You can be bailed out. But as a goalkeeper, your mistakes are magnified. That list is long, you know, and it was made by somebody that was passionate. But like the thing about it is like you can make a list like that for any player and it can be as long as well, you know. But the consequences are magnified when you're a goalkeeper. But I've been on the line with De Gea. I've really I'm so grateful for his services. But I feel like when you're starting to understand the way football is nowadays, it's like your attack starts from the back, and you need to be sure of your distribution. And De Gea deserves a chance to try. There's been some signs of improvement and some signs of regression this whole season, but we don't have time for that. If we want to get really up there to Man City's level, we have to start from the back and just redo the whole thing. Rebuild the whole building. Just start from the foundation. And De Gea would, of course, these moments in this season, there's about 2 or 3 moments I can think of where he passed the ball from the back to Antony, and Antony was not fast enough to make that one-on-one chance a goal. De Gea could have had an assist. Sancho also owes him a goal. I can't remember against which Premier League team, but it was a Premier League game. So it's not like he's not doing the work, but like we
Yeah.
need somebody who is 100%, like that distribution is above 80%. You know, there's goalkeepers right now. You can look on the stat what on Google and be like, goalkeepers that are averaging 80% and above in the Champions League. You'll get like the likes of probably, you know, Edison, you know, you get people that are actually contributing to how teams play.
What's his name? The French guy from AC Milan. The French
Mike Nan, Mike Nan.
Mike Yan. Mike Yan.
Yeah, that one. You know what I mean? So of course now, but the thing is, the Man United, the thing is, at this moment in time, we have to rebuild these other positions of priority that probably have to kind of be like the striker is non-negotiable. We need a striker. We need somebody else in the midfield as well. So it's already like we're talking about 150, 200. We're pretty championship manager. You know, it's like 200 mil already. If you're thinking about Osimhen or Kane or whatever, you're talking about, you know, a big load of the transfer budget already gone. So you kind of have to choose and be like, okay, is it gonna be De Gea? Or are we going to get a new center back? Or are we going to get a new midfielder or true striker? So that's a different question.
I'm glad you say that. Yeah. With all the trouble we have, like, is De Gea really the guy we need to be targeting? Or should we be looking in the other areas? You just said we need a striker.
It's not about...
I'm saying in our 11, of all, like, the players we need to replace, are we really saying that De Gea is killing us to the point where he needs to go? That's where I'm at now. Is that what we're saying? Are we saying he's so bad that without replacing him, we are in trouble?
No.
I mean, no. Yeah.
He deserves a season extra, you know, to try and see what he can do in this Ten Hag. He's learning. He deserves it. This is the first time he's been asked to play from the back. All this time we've been playing counter-attack football. He's been a shot stopper. He's great at that. His reflexes are usually great. But like this is the first time he's actually being asked to, hey, you know what I mean?
I think to say he's great at that is an understatement. I think he's one of the best at that. Like there's great and then
what's he saying is that focus on that guy is areas.
That's what I'm saying.
Actually help you build from the back. If he really works at it, he won't be terrible. It won't be great, but it won't be terrible. But if you're still striking with Wood Verkhorst, that's a real problem. That's a real problem.
That's garbage.
If
that's pure garbage. Right,
is still making your starting like the hair.
That is pure garbage.
That's
what you need to be focusing on.
Pass the ball to wherever, and then Wood Verkhorst receives the ball. What really happens?
No, but of course, we're only highlighting De Gea's contribution in, for instance, in the goal conceded yesterday. And yes, Diddy's right that there are greater concerns for United in terms of focus and transfers this season. But in the back of the mind, it should be there. Whether it's number 3 or 4 on the list, it should be a consideration to be like, okay, in the same way Liverpool knew they had to get Alisson when they did to replace Karius because they were getting to those finals. We were making it to those finals. And then, of course, they were the guy, the goalkeeper, if you get what I mean. So United now need to realize that, okay, cool. If we're getting into these finals, whether it's cup competitions or XYZ, and then De Gea lets us down or the Chelsea lets us down, then we left about dirty socks type thing. So it's just one of those things. It's not a priority. It's not a priority number 1, but it should be a consideration somewhere because keepers aren't around just like all willy nilly. So when someone's available or whatever, do a good deal or something like that.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like Diogo Costa fits the bill. There's a couple of really good goalkeepers out there, but it's like it has to be the right deal. So at the moment, just to clarify, I'm on the camp of let's keep De Gea, invest in other areas, and then from there, like maybe the season after next, we can get a new goalkeeper, you know. But we need to figure out our striking situation first. That's where I'm at. With it.
Yeah, no, that is where we're disabled, boy. Like there, we are just we're in trouble, man.
Like I said,
like we're in trouble.
Toothless.
We need a game changer, bro.
what's the wrong thing for you, Rob? I'm curious. If focusing on De Gea is the wrong thing, or why don't you clarify that? Big up to everybody that's tuned in. By the way, Eddie, shout out to you. Eddie said big up, power. Everyone hit the like, and Sophia also said big up. Have a dope show. Get the likes up, everyone, and shout out to you, Chris, as well. Big up to you, Bobby. And okay, so real quick, I want to wrap up the Man United conversation because I want us to go into the end of season awards conversation as well. But Never Miss Rob says, I want to blame the goalkeeper so much, like the new goalkeeper will score goals.
I'm just saying.
Hey, big ups to you, Rob. Big ups to you, Rob. That is the realest ish I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Right there.
No, but like Rob needs to
you.
understand.
Let him focus on his job. Like for me, I think football, I'm just gonna say this as a blanket statement. I think football has moved on so much, like that everybody has to do an extra job. They forget your primary purpose on the field. If you're put in the back line, your job is to defend. Yes, great. You are great attacking. You can do whatever. As a goalkeeper, your job is to stop goals, dude. So you can pass out the ball and distribute and be all fancy. And yes, it's great. But while you still have a goalkeeper who can do his primary purpose, enjoy that, because not many teams have that.
True.
Give that man a bells. Give that man a bells.
Did he? Before we move on, let me jump in right there and block the bells being given to Mojo because I disagree. I'm gonna stop it. I'm stopping the waiter from giving this man a bells. Guys, the objective of football is to win. You have to win the game. As a team, your construct is to win the game. You don't walk onto the field and say, I don't care what Verghorst does up there, as long as I stop Vinicius from doing the thing, I'm just going to run with Vinicius, whatever. No, you go into the pitch as a team to win the game, right? And as that virtue, you have to credit managers who have noticed that, okay, cool, I actually don't have the use. I need to have players who can play their position 100%. It goes without saying. Otherwise, you don't belong on my pitch if you can't do the job you're supposed to do. But to win the game, as a cohesive unit, we need to do more than that. I need people who are agile. I need guys who can track back, guys who can go forward. I need a goalkeeper who can, yes, save goals, but also help me build from the front because we are losing possession when we're playing long balls and XYZ. Because why? We're trying to win the game. So we can't just say players we don't really like the fact that players are being given sort of augmented roles and doing a bit more, but because that's being done because we're trying to retain the main objective of winning the games. If you get what I'm saying. So every player.
I want my bells back.
Hang on. This is why the likes of PSG will always struggle because their front three don't track back. They're fantastic individual players, Messi, Neymar, all of those guys. But what's always the criticism? They don't track back and help defend. But we're gonna say, oh no, but those guys are on the pitch to score goals, so they must just score their goals. But PSG ain't winning no trophies in Europe now. Why? Because teams are catching them out. Teams which are playing with other players taking those extra roles are doing the business.
Yeah, no.
Fair point, boy. Fair point.
All right. Just give me a minute. I'm coming back to counter that.
With his bells.
You scared this guy, right? You real talked him out the room.
Nah. I want my bells back. Look, that comes down now to a manager perspective. Not every manager needs a keeper that passes out. I mean, tell me Jose Mourinho is not a goat. He doesn't play with a keeper that's going to pass out. He plays with a keeper that.
But he's losing now, though. A lot.
But he's losing, and you saw the type of football he plays. He's losing.
Yeah,
he's losing now a lot, guy. He's not like that before.
To support the argument.
Just get this man out of here, man. Get this man a shake, man. Forget the bells, man. Get this man a shake.
What do you mean, bro? What you mean Courtois doesn't play out from the back? What do you mean? And he makes the saves. Courtois stays playing up. Oh my goodness, bro. Courtois makes brilliant saves, but he He's not the best with his feet. Not everybody can be Edison or Allison. That's one, right? Understand that. But you have
It's
to.
not Johnny Walker.
Like,
This boy is saying it's another black label.
what's this guy at Brighton? Steele,
Okay,
right?
fine. All
That
right.
Steele guy at Brighton,
Okay.
he's new. He's a British goalkeeper. He's been passing up from the back because that's the Zerbi's model. But he's also got on the speed. I've seen. Just watch out for that guy, that Jason Steele, whatever his name is, at Brighton. But
Brighton.
yeah, what's his name? Courtois. Courtois will be looking to play.
Thank you. Never miss Rob.
Get that man a shake, guys.
Courtois
Get that man a
does not
shake.
play from the.
There's no
Man,
balls deserved
you
here,
guys-
bro.
Thank
guys
you. Never
don't
miss
know.
Rob.
Who does he pass? Wait, so Courtois plays long balls strictly. When you've
He
got
tries. No, he doesn't
when
play
you've
long
got-
balls. He tries to find his midfield. He tries to find guys in the pockets in midfield. That's not playing out from the back.
Isn't that picking a
No,
pass?
Not playing out-
That sounds like the
Yeah,
definition
picking a
of picking a pass to me. He clearly has a
Exactly.
plan. He's looking for his midfielders.
Exactly.
So, like,
How
what
many
are you
times
talking
did they
about,
Execute
bro?
the midfield. Passing up from the
Goalkeepers
back
are
doesn't
supposed
mean
to do
just
two
passing to
balls.
doesn't mean
Goalkeepers
just
are
passing
supposed to find the
defender
best
right
pass
next to you.
for the attack to start.
Thank you.
So if Courtois is doing that, then that is exactly what he needs to do. He's doing that because his midfielders pick those passes. So he has to find them.
Yes.
It has to start from somewhere. So that is picking a pass.
All right, guys. We're gonna become a whole lot of technical because you couldn't try to prove my point.
I don't
but
like
let's
agreeing
not
with
get-
links
let's
either,
not get
but I
into
agree with
it.
links. Okay?
Fine.
Get that man a
Ian
shake,
never
bro.
miss
We don't
Robert.
agree with him
I
no
don't
more.
need
I
to-
retract the
I don't
bells.
need to agree with yours. I don't need to agree with yours. I got somebody who knows.
I retract the bells. Man. Get that man a shake. That he does not need a bells.
So
I'm
Rob
starting-
says
I'm starting-
he tried it versus Man City to play from the back, and it's horrible. Picking out a pass and playing from the back is two different things. Ooh.
Robson,
This example.
it is
This
not.
example.
Jump
this
on,
example-
jump on.
Playing
man,
from the
bro.
back is
Jump
where the ball
on,
comes
bro.
from, not what kind of pass you're making. So
Yeah,
it is
this
not
example
a
being
different
cited
thing.
is horrible for two reasons. This example being cited is horrible for two reasons. One, it's mentioning one of the best pressing teams on the planet in Man City, right? Of course, the guy's gonna make a mistake, of course.
One,
But also, we did mention that he's not great at it. Two, like what he's saying, picking a pass and playing out from the back. It's all we're saying is that route one football is eliminated. Goalkeepers shouldn't just stop, catch the ball, go to the edge of the 16-yard area and drop ball and launch it upfield. No, that's why goalkeepers can even throw the ball out. You know what I mean? That's what playing out from the back really is. It doesn't mean that you're passing to the man immediately there. It just means that the goalkeeper needs to have the sight of where the play is and build from there, as opposed to hit and hope to the front. You know what I mean? Just launching the ball
Thank you.
into the opposition's half. That's what it needs. So picking a pass isn't just
Honestly,
the
for
score,
me,
it can be rolling the ball out.
I can't tell what's the difference between picking out a pass and playing out from the back. For me, is the same thing to me, Rob.
Yeah.
I need you. I need somebody to
Put
clarify
your
this.
hand down,
Can I
man.
add? Can
You
I
and
add?
Rob are wrong.
You can
Enough.
pick out a pass as a long ball, guys. Remember, you can pick out a pass as a long ball. Brentford, they killed Arsenal because the keeper just kept on picking up Tony. He was picking out the pass as a long ball. He just kept picking up Tony. He picks up Tony.
But he wouldn't have
Tony
been.
chases
He wouldn't have
down,
been. He wouldn't have
he
been
plays
poor
around,
picking up a short pass,
and
though.
they score. That's picking out a pass. Playing
So
out from
But
the
it
back
wouldn't have been poor if he picked up a
literally
short pass
finding
either.
your defenders. Playing out from the back is literally finding your defenders, the guys who are
Or
next to your
midfielders.
center backs. That's how
Or
you. That's
midfielders.
how you play from the back. You become essentially, if you're playing a back four, you become the fifth defender. That's playing out
Or
from the back.
midfielders, Mojo.
You become
Or
an extra
midfielders.
player on the pitch or in midfield,
Yes.
wherever it is. You know what I mean? You become the extra player. On the pitch.
I feel like
That's
we need
playing
to
out from the back.
establish that there's three types of passes. There's a short pass, medium pass, and a long pass. All of them
I
passes
didn't know that was a
are
medium
all
pass.
passes.
What the heck is a medium pass?
No, medium
There's no
range
medium
pass.
pass, short pass, a long pass, man. I thought it was a medium pass. Get out of
Medium
here.
pass. So no, I would classify it like this: 10 yards is a short, 10 yards or less is a short pass. You know, and
We don't know
obviously
yards
it's
this
all
side.
like
We don't
relative
know
now.
this. We don't know yards this side of the equator. Like Transfer them.
No medium
10
pass.
meters and meters gone.
There's no medium pass, man. Rob is like, what the fuck is a medium pass?
What's a yard, fam?
me, whatever. Okay, it's
man.
awesome. Shout out to DJ and Fit, by the way, for watching this show from the start. But no, this is a really, really good because like it. I think like the more we like make those. Like the more we clarify exactly, like it makes it even more of a all of us, we understand each other when we clarify exactly what we're talking about by playing out from the back and picking out a pass, because I can't assume that your definition of that is the same as mine, you know? So for me,
I think
when somebody who knew how to pick out a pass for me, like in football ever, was Andrea Pirlo. Whether he's playing from the back, because he got it to that person's feet. That's what picking out a pass
is another example. Shout out to Scozy.
Shout out to Paul Scholes. He was very good at that as well. That's picking out a pass. Your vision looks at you, and you pick out the pass that will get 80% to where you want to be, even if it's the shortest one here.
Yeah,
that's picking out a pass.
I think the biggest difference playing out from the back, Mojo said it best, is just basically playing shorter passes starting from the defensive end of the pitch, trying to work your way up the field. Whereas picking out a pass could be playing a long ball from somewhere to anywhere on the pitch at XYZ. But playing out from the back or playing from the back means from the defensive end, whether it's the goalkeeper or defenders, passing your way up the field, short passes. Literally, man's playing 1-2s and XYZ.
Okay. Well, thank you.
That's why, for me, my whole argument was that that's more a coach's decision rather than the players. The coach has to say, I want to play like this, so I need the players that can play like this.
That can invite a press.
He's the guy who doesn't pass out the back. That's not his interest. So he's not looking for a keeper. He would love De Gea anytime, any day, because that's not what he's trying to do. He's focusing on other areas of the field because his main objective is not to pass out the back. More coaches, are moving towards that, but it's a coach's decision at the end of the day. That's really where my argument was.
All right. Well, it's been fascinating, guys. I want to just remind everybody that's tuned in, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Let's move on to the end of the season awards. We are pretty much gonna do a little bit of it's awesome that we have a varied voices in here. So I'm excited to hear what the Arsenal and Liverpool awards, and also how we differ too. Nice, the kid. Let's stick around and do this in a moment. Bruno Fernandes! Just waiting on the back post. Surely he'll be found. And Premier League goal at Old Trafford. All right. Let's talk about it. The first thing that I want to just say, guys, is like, who is the player of the season? I want to just since we're still like on the Man United, let's just do Man United, and then we'll go to Arsenal and Liverpool.
Hold on, before we go, is it the player of the season from your team or just in general?
From your team. Well, let's make it in.
I think let's do both. Let's do both.
Why not?
Okay. Should I start? Is the floor mine?
Yes, sir. The floor is yours.
Hey, crap.
All right. Our team, I think, is pretty obvious. It should really be Rashford. That is the guy that has been playing well, scored the most goals, most improved player, won us a lot of games. So now I'd give it to Rashford. Player of the season, I would say probably Haaland. Like first season coming in, scoring that many goals, ground running. He didn't need time to warm up. He didn't need time to get accustomed to the league. Nothing. Just came there and made a mess. And they have 2 trophies to prove it, and another cup final. So I'll give it to him if I was looking from another team.
Yeah.
Mm.
From Man United out, for me, is my player for the season for Man United is Casemiro more than Rashford. I mean, Rashford, I understand the 30 goals in all competitions is a big feat. Nobody has done that since Robin Van Persie, and for us, and he's just so good. Like, he's improved and got to the new level. I love the celebration and everything, but like Casemiro for me is the guy that kind of was the breakthrough in terms of like, oh wow, we're playing a different kind of football and we can actually sustain this. When I saw him just really, we were able to just like pin a few teams down this season and get glimpses of what Ten Hag ball might be like, and it was so refreshing to see Man United that's not playing Oli ball and playing something different. And it was Casemiro's contribution to the team is the cement and the glue. So I'm going to give him my player of the season. And I'll agree with you on Haaland too. I think Haaland-ish. That's, when you're looking at all the other teams or rival teams, Haaland deserves the player of the season. I don't know how you guys feel, Mojo.
I don't know how I feel about Casemiro, but we'll take that on the side.
No, actually, I would have put Casemiro in the shout for Man United if I really cared about Man United like that. But I'd put Casemiro up there because again, he's also somebody who came in new season. I remember talking to both Man United fans and non-Man United fans saying, he's too old for Premier League. He's too old for Premier League, and them homies is quiet right now. They quiet. They're quiet. So Casemiro definitely deserves a shout in terms of his performance. From the Arsenal side, I think for me, it's my captain, bruv. Martin had a fantastic season. Bukayo Saka obviously deserves a shout. But therefore, for me, he's carried us the past 2 seasons. But why I give it to Martin Odegaard is because I actually didn't think we should have signed him. Like, real talk, I wasn't impressed with his first loan, and I remember he was telling me, guys, you're sleeping. So what he's done for us this season, and especially in the games where we needed somebody, he really put that captain's armband on himself, and he was just like, I'm going to push my team. So he's without a doubt my Arsenal player of the season.
Real Madrid retake. Odegaard.
I wanted to be biased and say my players of the season as well, but Haaland kicked him, man. Can't really hate on him, man. I think the only thing I would say is that I hope he shows up in the UCL final because he hasn't really shown me himself like in a crunch game, in like where, like I said, where you need the real players to show up, the real players who tell you that they are quality players. You can rack up numbers, you can stat pad against both of them, and you know who it is. But when it's time, are you there to show up? And for me, I haven't really felt like it's there. I'm not a City fan, so I can't really put it back. I haven't really felt like he's really been there. But let's be honest, he's been good.
Very harsh.
Yeah.
Very harsh.
Links,
very harsh. I think.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead and say what you want to say. Then Links.
I was gonna say one. If I was an Arsenal guy, I'd probably have picked Martinelli. Looking from outside in, I think he had a pretty incredible season. That's what I would say. But I'm not too mad.
Yeah.
He had a lot of goals and assists. It wasn't just the goals, but he did quite a lot like this season. But I think being a bit harsh on Haaland, bro. You have to remember the better teams will mark him better. It's not like, and he still contributes. Like, even if he's not the one scoring, he's usually the one assisting. Like, if you really peep their games. So I think that guy has been pretty incredible for a signing.
Last night he only had one sniff where Varane did the same mistake like Rob Holding. He got too tight, and then Haaland turned and then got a got a chance to shoot. Unfortunately the shot was off target, but
he always
Holding,
does something. Even if it's not like scoring, like even just his presence on the field like disrupts defenses, bro. Like he's about it. He's busy. He's not just waiting to do a tap in. You know what I'm saying? That man is on the field. His presence is being shown. So and the good thing, City has other good players around him. So like even if they tight press him, there's gonna be someone they leave out, and then Kantele Bernardo Silva is gonna sneak in. Kantele Foden will sneak in. Gundogan is sneaking. De Bruyne. There's just so much going on in City that even when Haaland is not having a good game, he's still contributing somehow. He's still disrupting their minds. He's disrupting the tactics. It'll be a lot of ish. We need to man mark this guy, but oh look, there's Mahrez over there creeping up on the side. This side. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot going on with City. I won't lie. It must be nice being a City supporter.
many weapons. Yeah,
you don't really worry too much. So I still think he played his part. But yeah, I hear you with your choice.
What about Liverpool,
Links.
bro? I'm curious. This is the player of the season.
I'm hella curious. That's a team I didn't even know played league football this season.
Jesus Christ. Player of the season at Liverpool, I think most Liverpool fans would probably agree with me, has to be our goalkeeper, Alisson. We've in an already shite season. It could have been much worse if Alisson hadn't stopped some of the one-on-ones. That guy, honestly, is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. His one-on-one shot stopping and things like that is crazy. His ability to read the game and just interrupt strikers when they're clear on goal and stuff like that is incredible. So he has just saved us more than you can believe. There's games we would have drawn or lost if that guy hadn't been a goal. So for me, that's our player of the season. And then in terms of player of the season overall, fuck Haaland. I think the player of the season is Morgan Gibbs White.
Man, a shake, please. Let's get that man a pint to shake it up.
Morgan Gibbs White and Forest, son. What a lad. What a
but he's a bad lad. That boy jams though, right?
That's you, Link. Further confusion.
All right.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Obviously, Haaland has had an incredible season. It'll be hard for anybody to come close. I think it's Haaland. Just to be clear, it's Haaland who's had the best season. But I was actually shocked to see that Harry Kane had how many goals?
Yes,
30
like
something. 30. Yeah, 34 in the Premier League.
He's 3 behind or 6 behind Haaland or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So I was like, oh my goodness. And he's that close. So that was shocking to see.
And then when you put their contributions together, when you put their assists, he's actually above Haaland. And you're like,
yep.
Then what's going on with Tottenham, fam? Like, what's the problem?
I think that's how poor Tottenham has been, though. If there's someone getting 30 goals in the season, like, it means like the rest are
you know Tottenham?
not pulling that way.
What? Tottenham Hotspur? Topspur? No. What's that? you never heard of them? No?
Hey, no, thank you. Thank you, sir. Summed up perfectly.
Dude, share that with me. As an Arsenal fan, I need that just for my Tottenham Hotspur because they think they're a big team.
He's been carrying them for sure. I'll share it. But okay, all right, cool. What about, let's go into the flop of the season. I'm curious who the flop of the season. Let's start from Liverpool, bro. Let's work our way back like we did.
For us, it's not who you guys probably think. I think it's for me, it's probably the one player I don't understand what he's even doing or what has happened. We signed this guy and then what? Arthur Melo.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the dignified Pogba. He's
That
like,
was in your team.
Like, I'm like, this guy,
Wait,
he
what?
comes to games, he sits on the bench, he warms up, he trains, and he gets injured, and then he comes back, and I'm like, what have you done? What are you actually doing? You know what I mean? Honestly,
yeah.
that guy he's the biggest flop
Man, I
of the
even forgot
season
you
so
guys
far.
signed him, man.
You see? Exactly.
Damn,
And I
bro.
think people would
I
have.
don't even remember seeing him in one starting, like nothing, bro.
No,
I know I don't
there's
watch Liverpool
a
games a lot,
meme.
but
There's
I
a meme
completely
where they were
forgot.
saying goodbye to him. He's got zeros, like from starting to substitution appearances to everything, dude.
That's the
Everything is a
biggest flop.
zero.
Damn.
Everything
That guy was supposed to come in and save us in January because our midfield was really, really like dead and dragging its feet and yada yada. With injuries that hit us.
Yeah.
Man didn't
And
even
then he
sniff
came and joined the
pitch.
party.
He came and he just sat in Merseyside. Maybe I
He
don't
joined
know.
the party, bro.
touristing.
Wow.
Tourist
Wow.
life in Merseyside.
What a flop.
Yeah.
And I say
What
that
a
because
flop,
of
bro.
what's come. And then we also doing flop for the whole season. For the
Yeah,
whole league.
let's do it. Let's do both.
Sure,
Oh,
sure.
The
man,
club and
the biggest flop for me personally, but it's because I had it out for him from the beginning. Jesse Lingard. What?
Jay Lings.
you expected something from Jesse.
No, but like
That's my
this
boy
guy-
Jay Lings, bro. I was
This
expecting
guy
him to make a mess.
signed for huge money. He's on a 1-year contract, huge money. He was coming from West Ham when he was playing brilliant. The hopes of the Nottingham Forest were riding on this man. And he's now dancing at the Spanish Grand Prix. Great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. He's
Huge Lings. Hey, we had high hopes for Jay Lings, bro. We had high hopes for Jay Lings.
I had him in my top 5 of biggest flops, but nah, I've got some other guys in the pocket in the chamber.
What? Yeah, go ahead. You got the floor, bro.
Go ahead.
I think for us though, it's a difficult one because I think the starting 11 as a whole.
Sorry.
I didn't come up with anytime.
I'm clearing my throat.
Funny enough, you know what? I was thinking we had to pick players, but if I was going to be critical, that would be my biggest flop in the season because I really didn't think you should have brought Jesus back on into the fold as quickly as
Can I pause you there? That's a different show. I have it already planned. I have like a most improved manager, surprise manager. Like that's a different award show. Let's
go. Then let me focus on.
Let's
stick on
players.
Yeah.
That's for next Sunday.
Let me focus on players. In terms of players, it's what's his name? Emil Smith Rowe. Last season, I thought he was going to be somebody who was jammed. He had a very good season the previous season with Saka. So then he just became like Arthur Melo. It was just injuries. We just kept hearing about injuries. I thought, no, he's gonna come back. He'll be at least a squad player.
Yeah.
He got to England. He had a very good. Because I think for me, starting 11, I can't say there's a flop for the season. It has to be a bench player for me, and it was the fact that Smith Rowe didn't come and be a bench player.
That guy
didn't come and help us out
last year.
Yeah,
he got his England cap last year.
Yeah,
that's a fall from grace.
This whole season. Where did you hear about Smith Rowe? Like right at the end. It was just a bit too late.
Yeah.
It was just a bit too late for me. So I'm sorry. I hope that he gets past his injuries because he's not a man I want to let go, actually. So I hope that he gets past his injuries. He comes through this year, and he does better.
Sorry, Balls. Who's that guy you guys sold to Palace? Nikayate or Naikite or something.
Lokonga.
Something like that.
Lokonga. Lokonga.
That sounds like a pop's name, but
Nketiah was carrying us
not Nketiah.
while Jesus
Not
was
Nketiah.
away. Nketiah.
Niakate. Something like Niakate or something like that.
No, Lukonga is the one who went to loan on Crystal Palace.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Lukonga.
I feel like I'm making some of these names up. I think Lukonga.
No, it's a real player,
man.
nigga.
Sambi
Sambi
Sounds like
Lukonga.
a-
He's Belgian. He's actually made it to
Lukonga.
the Belgian squad. Wasn't your World
Lukonga
Cup?
forever.
I don't know forever, nigga.
Wow. Anyway, where was I? I was my flop for the season.
Yeah, what about rival? Yeah.
My flop for the season. Chelsea, Man United. Let's try and take a guess.
Chelsea.
I'm not guessing, but say it. We don't have enough time for that.
Chelsea, Man United. Let's try to guess. Links is Chelsea.
Chelsea, bro. Come on. It's Chelsea. Man United.
Okay, fine. See, doesn't want to guess. But that's just personal because I'm glad that we might have saved money. I'm waiting for him to see what happens next year. But yeah, Mudryk, thank God.
But
Thank goodness we did not spend that money on Mudryk because I would have been crying right now.
Nah,
we didn't see what
funny
happens
thing
next
about
season.
Mood-
Cool. But then the Man United, hey man, you guys have to figure out what to do with Antony because Antonio Banderas.
Nah, and Antony is actually, for me, he did not even make my short list for the flop of the season. For me, when I was thinking about this,
What?
but yeah, no, he did not. But
Maybe you should tell me what you think. Yeah, before I add mine.
Okay.
Let's save the best for last.
Yeah, for me, it's Weghorst. It's Weghorst for in Man United because the main thing is Weghorst. Like for me, this is how I define flop. It's like I had some expectations for you.
You expected too much from work. You
Yeah,
expected too much. I'm just going to save you right now. You expected too much. There's no one you're buying from Burnley mid-season that's going to make an impact. Just no. You expected too much.
Yes, sir. That's exactly why he's my flop because I should have looked at his stats and I should have known what we're getting. But I was expecting an Anatovic type of player, Mitrovic type of player from him, and it was nothing like that at all. So
that guy looks like a biker.
Man United.
That guy looks like he's in a biker club.
That guy looks like he's playing Sunday football, man.
When we go,
looks like one of these guys who are playing football for fitness.
That guy looks like he's still friends with Martin Skrtel and Daniel Agger from Liverpool.
When we're talking rivals, though, for me it's this guy. It's Richarlison.
Yes.
The guy like
that was a pop right there, boy.
Yep.
And that guy was killing it at Brazil, though.
I don't know how I forgot him actually. Whoa!
I was killing it at Brazil, man. It was like a different player altogether.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably.
And he scored like 4 goals, and they were all like cancelled by VAR. He's literally.
Have you seen that video with Callum Wilson and Antonio and Mikel Antonio? Have you guys seen it?
No.
Mikel Antonio and Callum Wilson had a podcast. Also, they were talking whatever, and they were laughing at Richarlison. They're like, "Yo, bro, that guy has scored 4 times. He's got 4 yellow cards because he's taking his shirt off every single time." And then Callum was like, "Yeah, he's got more yellow cards than goals this season, bro."
Yeah,
Oh,
man. When he's playing for Brazil, he's a different player. He made us. Everybody was debating human rights. We shouldn't have the World Cup in Qatar, and all the activists were like, "Hold on, nigga, that's a bicycle kick." Like, because it came from like Vinicius's outside of the foot. And then from there,
yeah.
Richarlison, that goal was just so spectacular. Everybody shut up about, we're watching the World Cup. Forget the human rights. You know, we're watching this. And then Richarlison in Tottenham is different. Anyway, yeah. So you go ahead, brother.
Good shout out on that one. I actually forgot.
Well,
I forgot that man. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I am gonna.
No. Let me
I'm gonna
change mine as
disagree
well.
with. I'm gonna disagree with our host when it comes to Man United because now Weghorst came and did exactly what I was expecting. What he did is what I knew I would get. So like, you can't count that as a flop if he's doing what is to be expected, because you can't fail at Burnley but come and excel at Man United. Like, I don't care who you are. If Burnley don't want you, that should have been the direct indicator that that's not the guy we need. So now he came and did what I knew he would do. But now I'm gonna have to give it to Antony, because when Antony came, right, the suggestion was that he is the missing piece of the puzzle. That's the dream we were sold as Man United fans. If we get this guy, he will make a direct impact. Firstly, if you're paying 100 million for a player, it can only be because he's there to make a change.
That's not the nigga quit training. He was on strike. He was like, I'm not even gonna participate on team training.
Ten Hag said, I need this guy for my system. He came. He did nothing. That's what Ten Hag said. I'm not going to say what
that's not true.
He didn't do
Ten Hag.
Barcelona to you is nothing.
He did that 360 turn, or something twice, and passed.
He's good at clown moves. When we want to see clown things, he's fantastic at that. But that's not what we needed. We didn't need an entertainer. We needed a fucking impact change maker. If you're gonna pay 100 million for someone, that guy needs to change the whole team. Like his presence there. I'm not gonna blame him for his price tag, right? But he didn't even give me half of 100 million. If we had paid 50 million for him, I still would have been like, that's a lot, bro. What is this guy doing, bro? Like, that's real talk. Really? So now, for me, it was Antony. Having said that, he was in a pile of pure garbage. So it could have really been anyone. Like, there are a lot of other names I could have picked out there. As usual, my man's Maguire never ceases to fail. I thought, who else did I think could have been better?
My boy.
Someone could make an argument for Sancho. I don't think Sancho did enough. Yeah. I think he was given enough of a chance. So it's not like the competition is endless there for Man United guys, but not for me personally, because of the dream Ten Hag sold me. Because Nagana, the way he said it, like, once we have Antony, that little missing piece is there, we'll be all right, and we were not all right. So that one is out. Biggest flop of the season, not for me, because I wanted him so badly. And then when he went to this team, I thought, thank goodness. Darwin Núñez. Oh. I'm good, dog. Not to me. Flop Anderson is what I call that boy, man. Because I wanted him so bad. I was so touched when that guy went to Liverpool. I was heartbroken. I'll be the first to admit it. I thought, damn, Liverpool got one. I was like, Liverpool got one. But nope, I'm good, thanks. Keep him. Keep him, enjoy him, utilize him, play him some more, please.
Don't worry, we'll keep him. We'll keep him.
I think he's actually gonna evolve into a very good player. He's got all he just needs some time.
I'm here. You know?
I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough for me to be like, ish, damn.
He's got the lung capacity, bro. There's work rate. He's just like, he's giving his all. For me, I think
workhorse has lung capacity. That man runs.
The
That
kite
man
was
runs,
one
boy.
of those, man.
And
And
runs, boy.
I'm sure
That man
Nick
stays
loves
running, boy.
Dirk, but he wasn't scoring goals for you. Dirk Kuyt wasn't scoring goals for you. He had lung capacity for days, but
Did he?
he would score
Did
the
he?
odd goal for him.
Did he please look up, not right now, but whenever you get a chance, look up top speeds this Premier League season.
Yo, my guy, we are not in athletics club. This is an IAAF,
No.
bro. I don't want to see top speed. I want to see how many goals, bro.
Diamond League is on another day.
I watch
IAAF,
Olympics. I watch IAAF. What else is there? Commonwealth. What else? What are the other running events?
I'm just saying to you, right? Look up that.
Two Oceans. What else is there?
You guys, we can move on from this. It's fine. But like Diddy's saying, that guy is gonna evolve into a player. You give him a bit more time. The guy doesn't speak the language. We'll see what happens. I'm still
The guy doesn't speak. That's where we're at. The guy doesn't speak the language. Get out of here, bro. There's a language called football. Everybody speaks it, bro. I don't want to hear about the guy doesn't speak the language, bro. In this day and age, with guys who can afford translators to the T, no thank you. No thanks. No thank you. No thank you. I hope you're right.
No, I'm not.
I hope they're right because you're my boy, but I want to hear no language.
I'm not defending him. I'm just saying the guy will be fine. He'll be fine. We'll see. The jury's still out for me.
I want to just say his attributes are more than just lung capacity. Like I think he brings a lot more to the table. It's just his lungs. He's got like.
Only Dube has a lot of lung capacity. Should we be playing him up front for?
Wow. Wow. Grody Dube.
Should we be playing him up front for Man United because that man can run? I saw Isaac Makwala today, man. That man runs, boy. It should be up front for Man United. And we'll say, no, it's a language barrier. No thanks.
Let's segue on. Let's move on to the next topic. Most improved player.
I gotta get out of here in like the next 5 minutes. By the way, hey, it's late.
All right.
Sure. Let's make it quick, guys. Yeah, who's the most improved player in Liverpool?
Oh, starting with me again.
Yeah.
Jeez, most improved player.
Hey, that's a tough one.
Damn, that's actually a very, very tough one for my team. Very, very tough one. It's so tough that I think I'm forced to go to a player who we didn't even know, we didn't really have in our ranks in the previous season. And that's the young kid, Stefan by something. I'm saying his name wrong. But yeah, young kid, plays in midfield. He basically was substitute for Thiago when Thiago was injured. Came and sat next to Fabinho or with Thiago, and he bossed the midfield for like a good couple of games there. He's helped stabilize us, and I was really, really impressed with him. He got injured towards the back end of the season now, and he couldn't play, like he couldn't continue. But I was seeing really, really good things, and I think I'm hopeful for him for next season that he just continues to grow. Because he came from nowhere, just a kid, and boom, was starting crucial games for us. He played sickly against City. I think that's the game we lost 3-2, or we won 1. I don't know which game it was, but he's been playing. He played really well.
Word. What about let's just keep moving forward.
I don't know who he is, but so I'll take your word for it.
Nah, he's good. I actually saw him play for Liverpool. He's actually, I like him better than Curtis Jones. For Arsenal, it's you guys' shout for one of the players of the season, Gabriel Martinelli. But since he came to Arsenal, each season, that man is just getting better and better every season. Like I'm waiting for him. Like I actually said earlier, they brought Jesus back too early. Keep Nketiah. If Nketiah gets injured, play Gabriel Martinelli on the 9. You have Trossard, who's been killing it at Brighton, and then you have Saka on the other side. I actually believe after that draw against Liverpool, that's what you do against West Ham and Southampton, and we do better. Jesus was still raw. It was still tough. Play Martinelli on the 9. Play Trossard, who's been playing. Play Saka. We kill it. But
Word.
it is what it is.
I ain't mad at
Okay.
you for that one. I
That's
ain't mad
yeah.
at you for that.
I actually,
I agree.
for rival teams, I was just thinking Shaka for me, from a bird's eye view, here is just like the most improved player.
No,
I
he's
saw
just the most improved in the world. He's like right behind Vinicius Jr. in terms of world players
yeah,
who are
yeah.
right now considered top 5. You are thinking Mbappe,
Yeah.
you're thinking Vinicius Jr. If Saka is not in your top 5, guys, okay, fine. Maybe you're just hating, but man is just
I
getting
don't know about top 5, but I'm not too mad at him. He is improved. I don't know about
England,
top 5.
Arsenal,
But
dude. He's
you
been
just
carrying
mentioned game
Arsenal.
changers.
He's been carrying England. Man, guys,
Okay.
come on, guys.
This guy put
I don't know
Let's
about top
not
5.
let
Okay,
keep
all
the
right.
bias aside.
Let me say
Keep the
mine.
I
bias
think top 5 is
aside.
pushing it.
Let
I
me
think
say
top 5
mine.
is
Mine
pushing
is
it.
my most improved player is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. For me, Man United, like that guy, I thought he was gonna quit football. I thought he was gonna
Please
be,
get that man a shake. Please.
you
Please.
know, he
Please.
he
Please get that man a
literally
shake.
he's a totally different
Is
beast.
there
I
shake that side, my guy? Is there somewhere where they started?
love. No, I'm for real.
You fly
I'm
over with you.
Wan-Bissaka till, like, bro, that's a guy who's able to silence Mitoma. The way he kept Grealish quiet yesterday, the way that guy he's an underrated player, and I feel like he's now entering even his chemistry with your flop of the season. Antony has been improving, and for me, I'm enjoying Wan-Bissaka. And I want to
Wan-Bissaka
give
was
him
better at Crystal Palace. Don't tell me about
Yo,
Wan-Bissaka now.
but
Believe that. I
sorry,
don't believe that.
T, before T goes, Diddy, but like, aren't you discrediting somewhat what Dallo has done this season? Like Dallo,
Thank you.
there were people who were
Bro.
making a shout for Dallo to be as like, well, he was starting for Portugal at the World Cup at some point, type thing, ahead of like Cancelo and stuff like that. That's how much he had improved his form at Man United. That guy he had blinded people to think that he's one of the best, whatever, right backs in Europe.
Yeah,
Right backs in Europe.
I would
in
give that
England
guy
Premier
most
League.
improved ahead of Wan-Bissaka.
I agree with you. Dallo
Easy.
deserves a shout. But the thing is, he got a chat. He had the little injury after Qatar. Pre-Qatar Dallo and post-Qatar Dallo are two different people.
But full season Wan-Bissaka was average.
No,
Post and
Wan-Bissaka was non-existent
same guy,
pre-Qatar.
bro.
And
Same guy,
Wan-Bissaka
bro.
became exist. No. Shout out to Devils United for joining. Devils United agrees with me. Most improved player is Aaron Wan-Bissaka for me. Go ahead and please say your player.
I'll even put up Fred, man. I'm sure
I think
Fred
I'd
had
be
a better season.
personally. I think the easiest choice would probably be Rashford. I think that would be the easiest choice, but I actually think the most improved player is Garnacho. I think that kid was brought in, and he's been more of a quality player. Get out if I had to choose outside the ring. Not personally, I would say Rashford. Okay, let me forward it. I would say most improved player is Rashford. I think he became a vital cog of the team. I think Rashford last year, as compared to this year, we could count on him for clutch moments. He had a few bad games, but on the whole, I would have never expected him to get 30 goals this season, period.
Last year, Rashford,
the fact that he got 30
Rashford
goals
was
this
trying
season
to
and he
slit
got
his
a few,
wrists.
yeah, I thought he was down and out. Now, if at the beginning of the season you had said to me, Rashford can go, I wouldn't have argued with you too much. I wouldn't be like, he can go, but then who else? It wouldn't be, I know Rashford still has talent in him or whatever. It would be, who then do we play if it's not him? So that's like the difference. But I would give a shout out to Garnacho. I thought for such a young kid, they kind of sort of put him in the spotlight a little bit, and I don't think he caved. So I'd give him props. He's 18 and he's showing signs of someone who has potential.
That's your future. That's your future.
You know why I disagree with that take? Rashford, Garnacho was not put in the spot. Garnacho has had a gradual progression into the team. He's been called in as a sub every time, has been super subbing, and that's his role this season. And it's hard to say like a young kid is improved. So I guess you're watching the youth, the Man United youth games. Maybe you were.
It's better than Wan Bissaka. I don't care what you say. It is a better choice than Wan Bissaka.
Sorry,
I said Rashford, yeah, but I think I'll give a shout out to that kid.
Okay,
the Man United fans. I want to ask you guys about Luke Shaw and how he even moved into played centre back. How did you guys view him and his improvement over the season?
For me, he's the unsung hero. That's the next category that we're gonna. For me, I'll just say it real quickly, and Luke Shaw is my unsung hero. Being able to learn like a different position and play it so well and play against Haaland. He played against Haaland, and it was like maybe his third time being a center back. So he's the unsung hero. It's very, very easy for people to forget that. Shout out to John. Shout out to Travis. Go ahead.
Non-Man United guys. Let me ask this before I mention my unsung hero. Non-Man United guys, just on a side note, don't you think Aaron Wan-Bissaka would be a good center back though?
No,
Definitely
because
not.
his positionally awareness is horrible. He's actually he's good at tackling,
but
his
recovery and tackling is great.
He doesn't know how to time, how to like know when to attack, to actually tackle, like as a center back. That's why he's good on the wings. Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Mojo?
I would say if you partner him with somebody who's able to direct him, he would probably be good. He's
I think so, but
he's an unclean version of Martinez. He's an unclean version of Martinez because you have.
I think his recovery and tackle success rate is great though.
Martinez
and Martinez get behind us a lot, but I think Wan-Bissaka is very good at the recovery part.
In a difficult situation, I wouldn't make him a centre back just because, but I would only put him in a difficult situation. But yeah,
I don't know about. I think there's something to that, man. I might holler at Ten Hag about that.
I go ahead.
I might hit him up. We've been here for a minute.
Yes, yeah.
My unsung hero, I think, would be, even though you're hating on him, I'd say Eriksen. I think he does a lot of the good stuff quietly. He's not a limelight player, but he gets the best out of those around him. Now that's what I personally feel. Like, I know he had a few touchy games, including yesterday, but I'd say on the whole, I would still prefer to see Eriksen on the field ahead of some of the other guys who are playing. So that'll be my unsung hero.
When we're talking about things that we bring to the table, Eriksen brings set pieces and long-range shots. Where are the long-range goals for Man United? Where are the free kick goals for Man United? Anyway, whatever. he just brought whatever hot thing to the table. That's what he brought. The little machine that he has in it.
Wow.
That is so messed up, bro. That is so messed up. Wow. Nah.
There were two that were in consideration. My answer hero were two in consideration. The one is because we abused him. I hated him. But now we were done with him at a very long time ago. But Arteta managed to recover him, so he gets a shout out for Granit Xhaka. He had a very good season. Doing something that what he was supposed to do from the beginning, from all the coaches that have been using Granit Xhaka. But my actual unsung hero, my number one unsung hero, Benjamin Swew, Ben White. He ain't no right back. He ain't your typical right back. Benjamin Swew did his job. As he should.
Yeah.
And he also helped us going forward. He had a couple of assists. He really did what he needed to do.
Nice chemistry with Saka. That right hand side was really, really nice. All right, bro. Let's go to Liverpool. Let's go to Liverpool real quick. Let's,
Short and sweet. Short and sweet. Very quick. There were no unsung heroes at Liverpool. We were trash. We finished fifth. We had a shite season. All of those guys were trash. There's no one I can call an unsung hero. No one saved us from anything. Thanks.
unsung flops.
Yeah. No one saved us from anything.
No, sunflops, but
We were
they're singing
trash.
loud and proud. That's actually what they are doing.
They were all singing. They were all singing. Flop,
They were all
flop, flop,
singing.
flop.
Yes. Singing off key, all of that. They were atrocious.
Damn. All right. Did you say yours, Mojo? Oh, yeah, you did. All right. The last one, last category, signing of the season. Let's go.
Oh, wait, there's moment of the season also after
I
this.
don't even remember the transfer window.
I was just Casemiro for sure.
Yeah,
Casemiro
Casemiro,
for sure.
Martinez is also like another like element. When Martinez,
Nah, but he was in games where we were losing for 7 and 5-0. So no, thank you.
Martinez only had
Casemiro.
one bad game. That was versus
He was,
Liverpool.
but he was there.
Then
But he
give
was
us
there.
Martinez. Give us
What are you
Martinez.
talking about?
Listen, when Casemiro was missing, it was clear. When Martinez was missing, we didn't miss him too much. But when Casemiro wasn't there, it was clear. So if he has that much of an impact on the team,
But
then he's an unsung hero.
Casemiro has had red cards and still been impactful for your club. He has made your midfield look more assured. I used to think if you had asked me this midway through the season, I would have said Eriksen actually ahead of Casemiro. But over the whole duration of the season, I'm telling you, Casemiro has been the guy. Honestly speaking, Casemiro has been the guy.
no, it's Martinez, bro.
But-
Thank you, Chris, for supporting
Chris
me.
and
I know
but Martinez, man.
You guys
Fuck both
is
those
here
guys.
again.
Kush.
So anyway, everybody has their opinions. Go ahead, Arsenal, bro. Let's see what was the signing of the season in Arsenal. That's tough.
I think
Come on.
Kumakwan is kicked in.
Come on.
It's
I think
a
Kumakwan.
tough
Oh,
one.
you still thinking? Oh, we thought the Wi-Fi was down, boy.
Oh.
A hard one. Huh?
No,
I did, but he paused in a position for a long time. By the way,
Wi-Fi, good. It's a real tough one.
you couldn't blame me, but that's his natural thinking face. I thought there had to be a glitch.
Hey man, move on to some.
All right. Liverpool, bro. Let's go to Liverpool.
Liverpool, Cody Gakpo
Yeah.
came in
Yeah.
at a time where our attacking force was toothless and he was industrious. He did his thing. He didn't get too many goals, whatever, but he pretty much carried us. He was always fit, started almost every game, right from when we signed him, thrown right into the deep end. Cody Gakpo.
Hey, that's another player I was touched about, man. Hey, Liverpool took all our players, man. I was like so touched.
Yeah, I know.
I was so touched when that guy went to Liverpool, man.
Same, bro.
To-
The fact that he has the same agent as Ten Hag, I was like, no, it's gonna happen. He's gonna sign for us, and then he goes to Liverpool. It broke my heart.
To try and help Mojo, I think Diddy just said it now. I feel like Trossard, bro. That guy.
That's where I'm going. I was trying to replay everybody. Like, I think Trossard is my best signing because I was trying to think Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus, Jorginho. They all played a part in the season, but I think Trossard made the best impact. Like, yeah.
If
William
Saliba had been signed this season, yeah. If Saliba had signed this season,
I ain't mad at Trossard at all. He came from where he was from excelling, and then he just continued right where he left off in Arsenal. So I can mess with him too.
I little yo-yo. I hear you, nigga.
Little yo-yo, yeah. We know what they did. But anyway, last category.
Well, none of us said. Oh, I guess we all picked for our own team. I was about to say none of us said Haaland, but I guess we were picking from our old team.
Yeah, we're picking it from our team because we're trying to wrap it up now. Like moment of the season. I guess this one it can be anywhere. It doesn't have to be our own team. What was the moment for the season for you guys? Go ahead.
Yeah. Southampton. That's when I wrote off the season. when we played against Southampton and we were 2-0 down. Because before that, I was like, okay, fine, we drew, but let's just wait. Southampton at home, bottom of the table. Guys. That's when I threw and I remember, I was like, guys were watching football. I was like, guys, don't talk to me about Arsenal for the rest of the season. Don't talk to me about we can still do it, whatever it is. It's a wrap. It's done.
Chest pains.
Over.
Chest pains.
Over.
Real, bro.
Over. Over.
What
are you saying, Vince?
No, I was saying chest pains for Mojo there. Yo, he's
Bruh.
Chris's moment of the season was
in public. I was out in public, fam. I was out in public.
Liverpool's moment of the season. There's two which come to mind for me personally. One, okay, for the most joyous moment, obviously, was 7-0 against United. Woohoo! Fuckers. Sorry, gents. That was a moment of the season. But the real moment of the season for us was the 2-2 comeback against Arsenal. That's what turned things around, saved our season, gave us a bit more hope. No, I'm serious. We had a good run after that. When we would have probably finished out of Europe if we didn't have put in a good run. So for me, it's those two: 7-0 and 2-2.
Yeah, no. That's yeah.
Yo, sorry, kid.
Yeah, if you win by that much, it has to be your moment. See, what about you, bro?
Sure. Nah, there were not many, but the Carabao Cup win, as much as the cup is not taken very seriously, it gave me great joy. We played well, and we played against a fairly decent Newcastle team. I don't think it was an easy final, but we dominated the game from beginning to end, and it was just a good cup winning moment. And our signing squad, Casemiro, like everything was just good about that game. So that's the only real good moment I can recall. I think there was also that victory against Arsenal, the first time we played them when they were hot and chatty, and despite everything, Man United were always humble Arsenal. So there was always that moment too.
Yes.
I just had to throw that one out. But yeah, Carabao Cup, it's not a cup that's taken seriously, but I won't lie. It gave me a moment of joy.
For me too.
Yeah.
I think.
For
me,
Barcelona as well. I forgot to mention Barcelona as well. That was good too.
Yeah. Knowing that we can beat like a team like Barcelona, and also like knowing that we can secure silverware with Ten Hag, for me, those were like two major moments where I was like, oh damn, we've got the right guy right now. And it's it was just like the perfect it was the feeling that we needed, as Man United supporters, to just kind of just know that we're in the right direction. So yeah, no, that's guys, thank you so much for doing this with me. Moment of the season. Coach says moment of the season was Chelsea finishing 12th.
Thank you, Coach. That was one of my best. I wish they got relegated.
Right. Chelsea hiring Frank Lampard was my moment of the season. I was like, wow, Frank is just the best guy.
There was also this
Frank
moment.
is so well respected. It doesn't matter what he does, but they'll hire him. Oh shit, forgot about that.
It's been a long season, man.
What a moment.
Oh my god. I thought that was last season, but why could this World Cup put us in a fighting place? Honestly, this World Cup put us in a fighting place, yeah.
For real, we had a whole World Cup this season. But yeah.
In the middle of the effing season, damn, bro, Qatar, it had to be you.
Yeah, no,
that's where the real human rights was violated. We wanted it off season, so next time have it off season. Pick a place that we can have it, not in December. I was feeling real African nationsy.
I feel like is the perfect moment for us to conclude the show on Kudus's comment saying the flop of the season is the Glazers. Let's get the Glazers out of here. See, we need Man United to have that unlimited.
F out of here.
Right. Everybody that contributed to today's show, thank you so much. Even if you're watching it from the beginning, like DJ and Fit, we appreciate you so much. Brush, Eddie, Chris, Lil Yo-Yo, Kush, and Jarvis. Everybody, thank you so much for the comments and for kicking it with us on this Sunday session on the Football Power Hour. We are out. Peace out, y'all.
See you again soon.
Shout out, homies. Thanks for hanging around for so long, guys. Hey.